guys, in this video I'm going to be making a war belt. So we'll start off with a measuring for everything. It's going to be 36 inches long by 6 inches wide. For the body piece that I'm cutting out right now, I'm using a 4 to 5 ounce veg tan, and I'm going to dye that black, and then we're going to use some chrome tan, also 4 to 5 ounce, in a light brown for the straps. So right here I am setting my stitch groover to 1/2 inch. This is just going to be a decorative groove. I'm not going to do any stitching or anything like that. This is a number 1 edge beveler, which is 3/64 of an inch. And here I'm just rounding the corners. This is a template which has a bunch of different size circles. So I'm just scribing a line and then I will cut around that. For the corner cuts, I just use a series of small cuts. I don't have any corner punches, so just a series of small cuts does the same trick. And then beveling again around each corner. And then for the dye, I'm using a black Fibings, however you say it. This is USMC black. It's a water-based dye. I prefer Pro Dye most of the time, which is what all my other colors are, but this is just something I had to use up. And a throw dye is an oil-based dye as opposed to the water-based dye that I'm using. It gets the coating more even, which I like because it obviously looks better. This is the chrome tan that I'm using for the straps. Right here I'm just putting a straight edge on this whole piece so I can cut some straps. This is a strap cutter I'm using. It's amazing if you're going to do any amount of strap cutting as opposed to just the razor blade. These straps are going to be 1.5 inches long, but they're going to taper down to 1.25, which is the buckle size that I have. Now I'm just rubbing the excess dye off this body piece here with the water dye. I tend to get a lot more excess as opposed to the throw dye. Now I'm marking holes for the rivets. We're going to have belt loops, 6 total, and the 2 1.5 inch straps are going to go right through those. So we're going to have 3 rivets total on each belt loop. This is an Atom Wax top finish that I use. It's nice because it adds a really beautiful sheen and also a nice waxy protectant. And I'm using the same Atom Wax on the edges, and that is also the Phoebings brand. These are the belt loop straps. They're 3/4 of an inch wide by 5.5 inches long. And I'm cutting 6 of these. And here I'm marking for the rivet holes. There's going to be a belt loop at 9 inches, 15 inches, 21 inches, 27 inches, and 33 inches. So that would be a 6-inch spacing between belt loops. And right here I'm moving my holes in 1/2 inch. I accidentally spread them a bit too wide. These are little washers I'm going to put in between each of the belt loops. That's going to eat up a little of the length of the rivet and also create a little bit of space for the strap to go underneath. Here I'm marking in 1/8 inch on either side of the straps. This is for the taper going from 1.5 inches to 1.25 inches. And that taper is going to happen at the 3-inch mark, as you see right there. This is a 1/2 inch oblong punch. I'm just going to walk that out to make a little more room for the belt buckle. And I am doing Chicago screws instead of rivets, just in case I ever want to switch the buckles out on this war belt, because those buckles I'm putting in aren't exactly very medieval-ish. Now I'm feeding it through, and I'm going to be measuring at the other end where I want the other taper to start, because it's going to be tapered at both ends, one for the buckle and then on the other side, so it can actually go through the buckle. And then here again, just taking 1/8 of an inch off both the straps. So first I set it to 1/8 of an inch less than 1.5 inches, and then just 1/8 of an inch on the other side. And I have my wing divider set at 1 1/4 inches between each hole. And now we're just trying it out for a final fit. As you can see, I added a little extra room to either go in a couple inches or out a few more inches. So again, just trying it on, and then we're going to cut a little off the ends of those straps there. I am going to leave a decent amount of length just so you can tuck them in on the side. Using an English point for the edges, I decided to offset them a bit, as you can see there. So yes, that was on purpose, but I don't know if I love it, so I might not do that again next time. And there you have it, one more bout ready for battle.